our guest today, our speaker, has a lot to go through with you. And I want to make sure you get to all of it because there's a lot of time for interaction, which is something we all need. And, you know, we love the didactic, we love the content, but Taruno Steffensen, who's our speaker today, has a lot to offer in two areas that really intrigue me because it's been an area of study for me as well. He is going to bring together polyvagal theory that some of you are familiar with. I know I see familiar people who have been in courses with me and some of my colleagues, and we talk a lot about that, and also somatic experiencing. So really two powerful areas of knowledge, especially, you know, in my experience in working with trauma, but of course you can use them and apply them in a lot of things and also in our own lives as well.
I'm very excited to be here today, to be part of this incredible group of professionals that has been presenting very inspiring presentations and workshops before me for several months now. So I was asked about this for about 8 months ago, I think, and here I am. The time is up. And I would also like to just take the opportunity to express my thank you to Collectively Rooted for inviting me to do this and do this presentation today. And last but not least, also want to express my thank you to all of you who is on the screen in front of me. And what is somatic experiencing? Well, you know, there was actually a time when we believed trauma was to be a kind of like a fixed condition, right? Like something bad happened to you and that was it. The best we could hope for was controlling the unfortunate symptoms of distress that came along with it. Fortunately, thank God, lots of things have changed since then. And today we understand trauma not only from the perspective of some kind of event, but we look at trauma from a nervous system point of view, a nervous system perspective. And what we need to do in order to work with trauma, or what you can learn to do in order to work with trauma, is to see how all this is happening in the nervous system. And that knowledge alone makes all the difference. So somatic experiencing is offering a pretty comprehensive scientific and humanistic understanding of traumatic stress, along with safe and effective guidelines for aiding this kind of resolution to trauma.
This was wonderful, Taruno.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think I've ever understood polyvagal so viscerally.
Oh, wow.
And I've been, you know, I love it and I follow it, but what you taught with your presence and who you are, and the very soft selection of exercises and descriptions put me in a completely different place with it. And I want to show all my family this. And so the question I have is, I do group therapy, and would you use this in a group, you know, like with your two exercises to help people to internalize a felt sense of regulation?
Absolutely.
And joy. Yeah. I mean, just joy. That one with the skin was just joyful. And the orienting was, it's the first time I've really loved the feeling of orienting, that it went past the confines of a word and into the environment. I've learned more in this hour.
Wow, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, you know, it's really special.
The orienting exercise is very magic in so many ways, because oftentimes when people come in therapy, their system is of course turned on to a sympathetic or dorsal state, and when I invite them to orient in my office here, for example, the most common thing I see is this it goes really fast, and it's
Yes,
like,
exactly.
how much did you really took in? How much did you really see? And I
Yes.
think that's a very adaptive pace for most of us in today's societies. So slowing it down and really so I have a brick wall here. I could sit for days and still see new aspects and elements in the brick wall.
Yeah.
And being that present. And when I am really in the here and now. And as you know, as we all know, it is only in the here and now that we can also get some trauma work done.